Hello folks, Miramichi area. Welcome back to Excursions with Pat. If you felt your house shaking today, wondering why or wondering what is going on, you're not alone. A magnitude 3.1 earthquake hit Miramichi, 16 to 17 kilometers southeast of Miramichi at 3:55 today. An earthquake has hit Miramichi. It's minor, but it happened, and we're probably going to make the news. So to find more information out, I went to the USGS, United States Agency website, where if there's any disasters or earthquakes anywhere around the world, they will display it. And if you go on there, it shows Miramichi, it shows New Brunswick map right here with the star where Miramichi is. So you can go on this, it's called Earthquake, www.earthquake.usgs.government. So, and they have a lot of information on here. And you just click the little gold star and it gives you a lot more information. So it says 3.1 earthquake off the Richter scale. 16, I think it's 16.3 kilometers southeast of Miramichi, exactly where it is, which is not too far from Wildfield, I think, down Nappin area, past there anyway. And it was 10 kilometers depth at 3:55. So imagine 10 kilometers down, the vault moved, earthquake, and it just jolted all of Miramichi from as far down as Nordine, I think, all the way up to Bertybog, up Douglastown Way, Chatham side, Nappin area, all that one area it hit. All right, so here is the map of the world, just to give you an idea. Like I said, USGS records anything that happens, all earthquakes or anything. So right now, as it stands in Canada alone, there's been 2 recorded earthquakes, one in Miramichi, New Brunswick, and the other one is in Campbell River, Canada. They had a 4-point magnitude earthquake that hit them today. So yeah, if you want to look it through, you can just go on this website. Right here is where the Ring of Fire is. A lot of times when an earthquake hits around the Ring of Fire out in the Pacific Ocean, causes a lot of tsunami. The Philippines gets tsunamis. Tokyo had a tsunami with a major earthquake. So anytime you live on that side of the world around the Pacific, there's chances of earthquakes and tsunamis as well. As far as the east coast where we are, there is a fault line here. But there hasn't been any major tsunamis or anything like that has been recorded. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm not a geologist. I'm not anything, but I'm just seeing what I hear. But yeah, there's a lot of good information on here, to the point where I'll ask, did you feel it? To the point you can report it yourself. You can go on the website. Let me see here. Bring it back. It's called Felt Report. Right over here. Right here, you just click Fill Report, and it has all the information in it. You can report it yourself if you want to. It says Fill Report. Tell us. Privacy Act statement. So whatever language, did you feel it? Yes or no? Location. Wherever, you just continue. All information, you just fill it right out. Right? There's probably like 20 questions, and then you just send it along. And from there, you can go back. And it shows, did you feel it? So next step is, did you feel it? And here it shows down below how many responses in the area. Right here it says 17 responses. So 17 people in the region had that went to this website and reported they felt an earthquake in the area. If you guys want to go on and continue that you did feel it, more the merrier. So as you can tell from right here, this section right here is a lot bluer than the rest. Well, maybe because it's closer. Yeah, it's right to the point. There was 1 person in response, 1 here, 5 in Chatham alone, 3 in responses. So I live in this area. So I live 28 kilometers away from the star, from where the earthquake went off. Somebody looks like somebody from Millground felt it. That's 28 kilometers away. And then the next map is an interactive map, which just pretty much displays all the locations in the area. It has all the names written down, like right here, Black River, Upper Napan, Wine River, Nelson. So it's pretty much right here is where Little Branch, North Black River over here. So follows along the river down to here. So if you look at the map again, you get the Miramichi Airport right here, down here, and the closest near Wildfields, Black River, and then into the woods here somewhere. So yes, this is definitely going to make news for sure. Definitely, we're going to definitely talk about it for a few days. It's going to be the talk of the town, besides the Centennial Bridge being closed, besides the traffic, what's going on. There's lots going on in the Miramichi right now. The data center, lots to talk about. But big news today, at 3:55 today, earthquake has hit Miramichi at 3.1 magnitude of an earthquake. But it isn't the biggest earthquake that Miramichi ever had. And the biggest earthquake that Miramichi ever had was back in 1982. Yeah, so back in 1982, they had a double earthquake. I wasn't living in Miramichi, New Brunswick at that time. I was living in out in Ontario, so I didn't get a chance to feel it, nor didn't want to feel it. But yeah, a double earthquake of Miramichi, New Brunswick back in 1982. There was two. There was the earthquake, the first one, and then there was a aftershock after that. The first one was a 5.7 earthquake. This was back in January 9th, 1982. And then 3.5 hours later, there was a 5.2 or 5.1 aftershock. So you can tell here on the map, definitely felt all of New Brunswick. In the main, Montreal, Quebec felt it, Charlottetown, Cape Breton, all the Atlantic provinces felt this earthquake and aftershock. It also says New Brunswick was shaken by the largest earthquake to have affected the Maritimes since 1929. The earthquake, with a magnitude of 5.7, was centered in an unpopulated region of the Miramichi watershed north of Highway 108. About midway between Newcastle and Plaster Rock. New Brunswick residents had not yet recovered from their surprise when 3.5 hours later, a second shock rattled through the region, a magnitude of 5.1 aftershock. So yeah, that's pretty crazy. They didn't just get one major earthquake; they got two within 3.5 hours. That was probably pretty nerve-wracking for a lot of people in the area. The one today, it was quite nerve-wracking. That one was only a 3.1. Imagine if we had one that was a 9, like how the Philippines get. I mean, Tokyo, all those places, they usually get 8 or 9. They not only just get earthquakes, they get huge tsunamis. I can't imagine how that would feel. I mean, I've seen some videos how literally the ground was like a wave. It was moving like water. It was pretty intense. That was in Taiwan somewhere, but hopefully we don't get those kind of earthquakes over here on the East Coast. 3.1, that's fine. I don't want no more than that. But the last earthquake that we did have was in January 2026. It was a 2.5. So this one's a 3.1. So I don't know what the future holds, but hopefully it stays. Hopefully we don't get any more, because it's pretty scary when you start thinking about it. But anyway, when I first heard about this, it was on Facebook. Actually, it wasn't the first time I've heard of this. My wife called me just right after it happened, saying there was an earthquake and the whole house shook. She said it felt like somebody ran into the house with a truck. So, and my dog was sleeping on the couch, and he jumped off. He ran right to the door, and they both ran outside and looked around. There was nothing. And then she called me afterwards. But I've been hearing online a lot of the same stories. And I'm just going to read some of the Facebook messages. This one person from Bathurst says they didn't feel nothing. Judy Lavoie from Newcastle. A lot of people from Newcastle didn't feel it. So they weren't even in the line. So whatever the fault is, it runs up through, let me see, through Nappin, all the way up to Cushabaquack, right straight up to Douglastown, through the Miramichi River, up through Douglastown, and then up. I'm not sure how far it goes. Wildfield or up Bathurst, not that far, but maybe another 10 kilometers. Right now, like where I live right now, I'm around 28 kilometers of where this earthquake went off. So we will continue reading these messages. Michelle Conroy, she's our MLA, only a couple of kilometers. So she was only a couple of kilometers where the earthquake went off, and she thought someone ran into their house. Another one from Nappin. Sounded like an explosion and a house shook. Does O'Neill said the felt in Miramichi Bay. Yeah, Douglastown. A lot in Douglastown, Oldfield Road. Another one said they live around 4.5 kilometers away, up Wellfield. Somebody in South Nappin, same thing. So anybody that lived in Nappin felt it. Anybody in Newcastle? Not too many. Loganville, a lot of people felt it in Loganville. People felt it in Bartybogue, same thing. Felt like a boom and shook the house. Somebody felt like somebody ran into the house. St. Margaret's, same thing. It went as far as St. Margaret's. Somebody said in Eel Ground they didn't feel nothing. Tankville, they didn't feel nothing either. I didn't feel nothing either. And I'm just down where an old furniture is. Chatham Air Base, they felt it. Douglastown, Nappin, Nelson, Black River felt it. Basin Inn felt it as well. So no matter where you are in the area, the vicinity of the fault line, you're going to feel it. So if you were in Douglastown, Nelson, Nordine, Chatham area, Butterbox, St. Margaret's, everybody felt the same thing. That's pretty crazy. I'm 28 kilometers away. And then there's places that's even farther away, up St. Margaret's. They're probably a little closer where the fault line earthquake went off than I am. But it's pretty crazy to think that something that, well, I shouldn't say that minor, 3.1, it shook up, that it would shake up a little town like Miramichi. It's pretty scary stuff. And hopefully this will be our last one. But yeah, again, it's near this area around here. Hopefully that's the end of the earthquakes. I don't want no more. But no, I just want to come in here, just report some more news around the Miramichi area. Of course, there's a lot more other stuff going on in the Miramichi area about the database, still on hold. They're still reviewing that. The bridge still closed. There's some rumors going around. I'm not sure if it's true or not, but the DTI workers, electricians, and that works on the infrastructure of bridges and stuff, supposedly they're on strike. I don't know. Don't take my word for it. Maybe somebody that works for the DTI can explain and share information if they are or not. Just leave a comment below. If you guys did feel something in the area, leave a comment below. Let me know where you're from. What did you guys feel? How far do you live from where this earthquake was? But besides that, thanks for coming in, guys. I hope everybody's safe. Everybody's okay. It was a minor earthquake, but still at 3.1, that's pretty crazy. And everybody felt it. It's pretty intense. And it was pretty close to a community like ours to feel it. But in the last one, like I said, the largest one in New Brunswick was between Newcastle and Plaster Rock Highway, 5.7. That was pretty intense. And a lot of people felt that one. But thank you for coming in here to Excursions with Pat. I'm Pat. And until next time, take care and we'll see you again.